And yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is the weekly updates. As always, very first link below is Weekly Shonen Jump. Please check it out. This week was a bit atypical. You'll notice that the order in which I did everything is backwards. So if you're the sort of person who knows generally where each segment is, don't jump to where the segments usually are because they are all backwards this week. I was only intending to just, live stream the pre-recordeds because I had messed up my own time management. But like someone in chat did bring up the concept of just doing them in reverse. And I thought that'd be kind of cool. I know that a bunch of series are about to, get canned. We're going to get a bunch of new series. This feels like the right time to shake things up a little bit. Plus, I feel like I get too locked in a certain rhythm, and so there are certain series where I expect them to not do so well in my ranking. There's some series that do better, I think, just by virtue of me thinking of them as the 2 or 3 big series that always win because they always appeal to my tastes. And mixing it up maybe it's just the series this week, maybe it is the way in which I read them, but the way in which everything is ranked this week is a bit different, and that's interesting. I like being able to take a more critical look at the way I'm doing something and, just looking at it, just taking a bit more care to actually consider what I'm doing as opposed to just falling into a cycle where I do the same thing over and over and over again. Ah, of course, since new series are going to start pretty soon, that also means that if there's anything I'm not really feeling, I need to can it. And right now, nothing's really in danger. Like, everything I'm reading right now is a series I really do want to read. Elusive Samurai for a while was kind of a slow burn, and if I had to drop anything, that would be the first thing. But right now, it is still really, really strong. Like, it's really come into its own. It's finally wrapping up a lot of problems I've had with the early part of the series. And I do appreciate a series that can, take time to set stuff up and to be a little chill. Like, rereading early Bleach or early Naruto, it is wild in a good way that, like, the first 100 chapters of both of those include very iconic moments, but they are not, like, as on fire as a lot of modern series. I do think that is good in some sense, in the sense that it allows things to build up more, there's more downtime, there's, you don't have to have the power scale fly into the ceiling immediately. It's a different take, and it's the kind of thing that Jump really is not encouraging nowadays, which is wild considering that, some of the biggest series in Jump were series that were allowed to do that. And the current breed of new tentpole series in Jump are series that I don't feel like are going to last that much longer. Like, it's very hard to look at a series in Jump and think this is going to last 10 years. The only thing I can think of that is like that right now, like, besides, obviously, Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, the only newish series I can think of that I think will last like a couple hundred chapters starting right now is probably Dr. Stone. Like, Dr. Stone has a premise that allows it to go on very long, and, like, the pace gets pretty darn slow a lot of the time. Whereas, like, even something like My Hero feels like it might be done in 100 chapters and not a couple hundred. Black Clover feels like it could last a long time, but the way it is paced makes it hard to believe. Like, I don't know where we're going to be in, like, 3 arcs. It feels like we're kind of hitting the ceiling at this point already. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I just caught up with Mashal off camera. Mashal also very much popping off, very much feeling like Mashal's the kind of series where I do think the ceiling is infinite because it is very goofy in that way. But even it feels like it's putting in a bunch of, like, hey, now we're doing the serious stuff. Now we're doing the serious world building. Now, Mash might actually be in danger later on. Ah. Anyways, that is my random Jump musings. By the way, I would like to apologize for, at the very start, saying I was going to vote in the Undead Unluck American popularity poll, and then I didn't. I wanted to do it so much, and I understand this doesn't make any sense, just go with me. I wanted to do it so much that I removed Undead Unluck from the listing, because I was going to do the thing where I, like, put in a separate timestamp for the popularity poll first, and then Undead Unluck. But instead of just duplicating it and then renaming one of those Undead Unluck popularity poll, instead I just removed it. So let's fix that right now. I usually don't like doing absolute exclusive content in here, but hey, why not? Okay. I should probably move the entire window over a little bit since... Oh no, how do I do this? because right now I'm cutting off like a giant chunk of it. Okay, there we are. So, who is my favorite character? So, I'm glad that Andy and Victor are separates. It is also very amusing, especially since, like, almost every character is one name. Like, we know Fuko's full name, but it is extremely rare. Almost everyone in the series is known by one name. And Victor gets Victor and Victor, which is really weird. Like, why would you specify that? Because it wasn't like a reveal, it was just a translation thing. So, anyways, so Andy or Victor, Fuko is. I really want to vote for Fuko. I really do like Fuko, especially with the most recent chapter. I mean, Shen really popped off. Mui is pretty great. I guess this is like an order of introduction, sort of. Like if you count chapter 1 as also having Victor in it. But then Shen and Mui, I feel like that's more of just a if you don't remember who Mui is, you'll remember her in reference to Shen, and then Void because he showed up with Shen like in chapter 3. Yeah, I guess this kind of works for like introduction order. I might do Anu-Un. Anu-Un's whole deal was really good. They included Nico and Miko. Who's voting for Miko? Oh, Bunny. I mean, I kind of want to vote for Bunny. But realistically, Bunny is not my favorite character. It would have to be Fuko or Andy or I mean, Victor I feel like is too just cool. I don't mean that in the sense of I won't vote for him because he's cool, but just like the reason I like him is mostly a general cool. What we actually know about him isn't that much. Like, I'm not that attached to him. It's more that I'm attached to Andy, and because they are the same body, I think of them side by side a lot. But realistically, I think it's gotta be Anu-Un. Like, that might also be a bit of recency bias, but just such a good character. And I see also, it is kind of weird that Anu-Un and, I can never remember the person who created Anu-Un. People have reminded me so many times, this is on me. I guess, yeah, like, they both are probably counted under one thing here. Which is real weird if you're going to do the Andy and Victor are, considered separately. But I mean, I guess alternatively, it would kind of suck if you had Anu-Un separate from, the actual, person, the actual unknown. Because then the actual unknown probably would not get a bunch of votes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anu-Un. Alright. Results we post around noon Pacific time on 6/25/21. Hopefully they will include a blog post, and then I will just read it on stream whenever I do a stream. Alright, that's it. That's all the content you're getting. That's exclusive content. If this channel goes down, I'm not putting this back up. Alright, bye for now. Yeah.